Thanks for staying with us. So there's a viral video circulating on social media showing a woman lamenting the demolition notice served on her property in Lagos State. Allegedly, she just bought the property 2 months ago. According to her, they bought that property in February, and we've been only there for 2 months. All the hard work, all the sleepless nights, everything. If you're in Lagos, you know how much property is in Eti Osa. And so she was just crying, and the video went viral. And what really struck us was some of the comments, you know. Yes, we've been on this table where we've had the commissioner from Lagos State come on here to tell us the reasons why they're demolishing some of these buildings. We've come on this show to also teach and educate Nigerians on how to ensure they get the right properties. But unfortunately, this woman who just bought her house in February is crying because she's been served demolition notice. What are your thoughts on this? Because some of the comments that struck us is the fact that people were saying, why are you investing in Lagos? You shouldn't be buying property there. They are wicked people. You shouldn't be... you shouldn't put your money with Africans are wicked to each other. The comments are really interesting. So it's just it's an opportunity to have a conversation again. So to help us put things in proper perspective. You can call us on 081-0764-1679, 0902416340. You can also tweet to us at TVC. Can I please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read the tweet. All right, what are your thoughts on this video? It was quite heart-wrenching to see a woman.
Yes, and she looks so young. So I'm thinking this is maybe a young couple, you know, starting off their family. They've made some money, able to get maybe their very first property. And then to hear that in only 2 months, that property, you know, they'll have to vacate the property. And I'm wondering the process that they went through to get the property. Do they even know what they need to do, like the papers that they need to get in order to acquire property? I think that there are many of us, you know, who don't understand that it's not enough to just say, oh, I like that place, and the person says to you, okay, it's mine and I'm selling. But you need to get lawyers involved. There are offices you need to go to make sure that the papers that you're getting, you know, shows you the state of the property, if you know, that property is even meant to be there, or if there's a situation or if there's a problem, you know, on that property. I don't think a lot of young people who are just coming into their own actually know that. And so they are likely to be the ones that are vulnerable to wicked people. You see, our last sponsored guest that just left was talking about in Abuja. It was, you know, you mentioned that, you know, the papers and everything. He says, no, in Abuja, once you start off, you know they will come to you to get your necessary papers. So this thing about, you know, people not raising property or buying property and then finding out that it's on government's demolition list, I think I don't want to say peculiar to Lagos, but there's a big problem in Lagos. People are scamming people on that level.
I think it's even peculiar to Lagos because it wasn't planned. Abuja was planned. Remember when Rufai was in charge?
Yes, so I don't want to say peculiar to Lagos. I don't know if it's happening in other states apart, you know, Abuja is the only one who can say it's not happening like that. So that's why we will need government to do better in making sure that people are protected from people like this.
So I'll let you come in. So there's a Lagos master plan. There's a plan, but it was just never enforced. Because you have people in government who just say, don't worry, we'll just find a way to let it. So there's a plan in place, but it was actually not enforced. But in Abuja, there's a plan and it is being enforced. And everybody's aware of the plan and you can't just build anywhere.
What I want to say here is, you see, don't go to Lagos State. When you want to buy the property, don't go to the Lagos State government officials. Because that's where you will just enter
one chance.
Get a lawyer.
Yes.
The lawyer will take you through property. It will take you through each step. The lawyer will go and do the due diligence that you
on your behalf.
That if you go and meet an official, the official will say, no, don't worry. Sometimes you will see they are built, you will see some cement or something or bricks on the land. You say, what's this? They say, don't worry. They will say, no, don't worry. It's just before. So they are just, because everyone is interested in himself.
What they can get.
Not about you. So when you first put that one in perspective, everybody's fighting for myself, not for you. Then you will now, before you go and buy the property, you will check. Because I really feel sorry for those people from the Mende, Maryland. Those were, the property was sold by the real estate developers. Those real estate developers, they are only thinking of their pockets.
Yes.
They're not going to return your money. Then they will now come and...
Yeah. I sent a video to the group where the commissioner himself had a meeting telling them, hey, listen, these places you guys are building, you don't have paper. You don't have papers. Asking them, do you have the paper? He said, I don't have it. Do you have paper? He said, I don't have it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they go ahead and build.
But Morayo, you see that video? Those were the developers, not the tenants.
Tenants, God bless
the
you.
people that bought the houses.
Yes.
So those ones...
The culprit,
Yes, they are the culprits. They are the ones...
That's how to make their money and go.
Agongi, you will see, the houses are built on the canal. So Lekki floods, Agongi floods.
Hey. So if they come there, they are definitely going to be demolishing a lot of...
You understand what I'm saying?
Hey.
And it's somebody that sold the land to them.
Yeah.
It's someone that sold the property to them.
They relocated, I'm sure. Many of them have from
so they sell in a hurry.
Gather the money and they carry their families to Canada.
So when I saw the video, I was really pained because I understand what it means to, especially in these times, to count money and buy a property. And I know one of the reasons many people want to buy their own property is it takes away that rent that you're paying every year. Every year you're counting school fees, you're counting rent and all of that. But if you have your own property, you know that half of your problems, especially in a city like Lagos, is solved. Even if you drink garri in your bedroom, nobody knows and all of that. And I remember when I was, we're about to get our own property, it was Nima who I contacted as a lawyer that see what's happening. So she did a search. That's what they call doing a search. Me, I know that I don't have energy to go into government's office to go and be asking. Even if they cheat me, I would not know. So she handled it. She kept, there was a particular place we saw that I really loved, But then she came back and said, there's a problem in this property. Government wanted to do something in this property and all of that. It didn't pain me, but I had to let go. Of course, I'm not working to come and throw away my money. Yeah. But also, I realized that sometimes you even do that search and you don't really see anything. So this is why I'm going to be holding government accountable. You don't allow things to decay very badly. Then when you wake up, every other person pays for it. Yeah. You must be responsible, first of all. Make the plans known. There are certain areas that they have earmarked for. There was a particular property I was looking at the time, just a plot of land. They had earmarked the place for agriculture in the next how many years? On the island there. And people are selling. People are already building there. Do you know, I even bought. I had bought before I did the search, right? But thankfully, it's a plot of land. They've been calling me now, come and put block, come and build something. Me, I know that I'm not going to put 50 kobo on that land because any day government wakes up, they will demolish everything that is there. But the last time I went to check the place, people have built houses, and it's either they don't know or they know and they feel government will not wake up.
Or next 20 years.
Or next 20 years. Or I think what's happening, developers understand that government will come, but they're thinking, I'll raise this property, sell it, make my money, then those people will face government whenever government. So you are deliberately scamming people. That's how I see it.
It's a scam.
Yes. And again, you see, another part I like us to touch on is the fact that we Nigerians, sometimes we don't like to take that extra effort in doing the due diligence. Yeah. So something as simple as getting hired in TVC. You want your daughter to work in TVC. Okay, you don't go online, www.tvc.com, hiring. You don't bother to check because, hey, I know Morayo now. Just call Morayo. Morayo, please, just I want to, can you hire her? Let her just come over. Now will come too. I'll be the one to help her print out her CV. I'll do everything for her. She'll say, something basic. People saw my picture on a university promo for a university. They saw the promo. The promo had phone numbers, it had links, it had websites, it had everything. Yeah. No, I was like, I know Morayo. You call Morayo's number. I'm like, they paid me for it. I have no clue. Doing that extra work of www.information. How do I find it? They don't trust it. Nigerians, we want something that is tangible. I know Morayo. Let me call her. I don't want to go online to be asking for, because the truth is that if you check online or you go, you find out some of this information are available. Yeah. If you check it, but it's just a check away. We don't want to. We just rather call somebody, okay, I'm sending your stuff to you, hire her, let her just start work. It doesn't work that way. There's a process.
Yeah, if you can't do it, you can also get somebody to help you do it. Get a professional who handles it to help you.
I want to agree with you in the fact that government shouldn't allow it to go on. They should be watching it when you just see, because it is so painful to build property and then they will come and demolish it. No compensation. It's painful. I mean, look at how that woman is crying. Yeah. She has a problem. She's saying her son, what is she going to tell her children?
New house.
New house. Do you know they would have spent money, they would have all the things that they put inside the house,
interior
TV,
decor.
everything. Yeah. Now, where are they going to go? That's just on one level. Now, where are they going to go? They have probably used all their money.
Exactly.
Before, now when you're buying a property, it's basically
and again, also, if you remember that there was someone was telling me something that back then, before the president, when he was governor, he went to go and help to reclaim that Lekki area. It was all beach, it was all sand. Okay. We were all growing up saying that there was nothing there. He had to go and negotiate with the others that listen, let us develop. Let us have development in this area. And that's how we started the building. But people they've taken advantage of this Lekki area and built on areas that shouldn't be built on. Yeah. But unfortunately, government did not wake up on time.
Yes.
And they're allowing them.
Some parts of government enable them.
Of course. Some of them even corrupt, collecting money from these enablers. So they're all part of it. Yes. Everybody's a culprit. So, but unfortunately now, my question is, now that government has woken up, who should take responsibility? Should government compensate? How does government say, okay, we have a part in this, so let us give you this amount of money, let us help you. It was our people that gave you the wrong documentation, or was our people that enabled this, it was our fault. Can we hold government accountable in this regard?
I believe so. I would hope so. You know, I'm not a lawyer, but I would hope so that the government will be co-conspirators. Yeah. Because if a person can show papers that have been given by the state government and signed by the office, then definitely you are aware that that person, you're aware of that building being erected on that land or that particular property. And so if a person is able to take them to court, I feel that government should be able to pay something. And because government always gets away, that's why it doesn't bother them. If someone loses their job or is made to pay a huge amount of money, maybe they'll be more careful next time when people come and get all these kind of shady papers. It's unfair, really, to have people just bear the brunt by themselves. And then the developers themselves, how are they able to get away? I hope that, you still have information on those who have sold this to you so you can drag them from wherever they are. They must pay for this. It's unfair.
Let me take this call from Ray. It's calling from Allen. Good morning, Ray.
Yeah, good morning, lady.
Good morning, you're live.
Yeah, good morning, Morayo. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning.
In the studio. Yeah, I actually watched the clips. It's so pathetic, right, in this side of the world that things like this will be happening. But am I well to say that the problem is not the builder? There are times when you go, all these government officials, because of corruption and the money they want to eat, you go there and they know what is there. Like there's a lady in the studio that said, at times, when you go there, you see, at times you go to do your search, you don't see all those things being put there. And you go ahead and pack away with money. It's not easy to come up and see the lady crying. One thing I want to say is that those government officials are the ones that they are cryptics there. They collect money and hide some information. And they don't give you all what they want to do. It's not approval because you wouldn't tell me that, no, by the time anyway you want to build, by the time you start your foundation, you just see them pound from nowhere, they'll come and mark, seal for you to pay unnecessary dues. And by the time you finishing and erecting this structure, the same people will come and mark those structures for demolition.
Thank you very much, Ray. It's also a collapse of local government function. Yeah. Because just like you say in Abuja, before you even start, somebody's not as if Wike is the one watching. There are people. Same here, the local governments should be empowered to know when something is coming up. You come and ask questions before you even go too far.
Yeah, so, when I was in Texas, we passed some areas where I saw that they had condoned off mass. The land was so massive, like I was wondering what was going on there. And, my sister was explaining that this is government has a plan for this place.
Reserved.
Yes, reserved area. They may not even touch it in the next 100 years, but nobody dares to go to that place. Now, the government knows the areas they want reserved for certain, whether it's for the canal they want to build or for the bridge they want to build tomorrow. What's stopping them from marking those areas? What? Nothing. That's also a part of their responsibility. You mark it off. If any developer will get seven head enters that place, then you arrest the person and ask what you are looking for there. That's one handle. Let me just finish. Then also, some of these properties have family involved in it. So some of these properties are actually family properties. I don't know how families own properties. I have a family that own property. I didn't know how they came about it. But I just say it was my grandfather's, property and all of that. Now, the government may want to use that family property for something, and the family is not aware. Then the family decides to start selling their property because they need money. They sell to innocent citizens. Now, government comes back tomorrow and reclaims the property that is, after all, government owns everything. They can take anything they want at the time that they want it. So the stakeholders involved, whether the government wants a particular property that belongs to a family, they should tell the family that we have earmarked this property, we're going to be using it for agriculture in 100 years.
I think there's a law that after 100 years, the government can reclaim.
Yes,
They can just come and wake up.
Before the law, even before the law. So the particular one I bought now, I bought from a family.
99 years.
Right? Yeah. I bought from a family. A family sold to me. A family did not tell me that government was had earmarked the place for agriculture till I paid the family. Now, I went to do a search and found out that that place is a no-go area. But then family had collected money from me. So it's not just a conversation of, you have to ask the indigenes of the place and discuss with the owners if you need as a government to pay them off for that area, and then you keep it and reserve it. When those areas are reserved, nobody will go there and remove what government has put to start selling to people. That's one way the government must protect their people.
Let me take this call. I'll come to you. I have a call. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I think people need to do their research properly. I live in an estate that is quite old, and our estate manager has told us for a long time that a portion of the land is going to be eroded. So now they marked it for demolition on this coastal road and told us that it has been like that for a while. Now there are two twin duplexes that were built close to us. They put for sale on that duplex for up to 3 years. People who build bacha around that place keep telling people who come and inspect the house not to buy that house because it's marked for demolition. Wow. To my surprise, last month they were sold, a few months ago, they were sold the one, and it's marked for demolition now. It has been a road more than 10 years in the government plan. I met a lawyer who administers one of the properties around here that was angry that the owner has refused him to sell the property saying, if not, they wouldn't have destroyed, they wouldn't have taken over the land. So there are people who know and are willing to sell it to unsuspecting buyers. I just feel for them because it's going to be destroyed and they are barely willing to do it.
Thank you very much, Vivian.
To do that, let's talk to locals around.
Thank you very much, Vivian.
Yeah, what she said.
I didn't hear what she said, but I'm sure our viewers probably heard that properly. But the truth is that Lagos is a city that gets visitors thousands every day.
Yeah.
They all can't go and sleep under the bridge. They all come to Lagos because they want to be successful. They squat with an uncle for a while. After a few years, they have enough money. They want to buy their own house and build houses. So there's a demand, whether we like it or not. People want to build houses. Now, it's either government begins to build up, because that's what they were doing abroad. People are having projects where you now have high-rise buildings, because we can't keep occupying one land, one family. It doesn't make any sense. Have bungalows spread across towns. It doesn't make any sense. We have to start going up, because that's the only way we can accommodate the influx of people across the nation coming in daily. This city cannot accommodate it anymore.
You see, the thing is, Lagos gone, we are not, this master plan that you are talking about, they did not stick to it. They're gone, they're not sticking to it. Because I want to give you an example of Ikoyi. Ikoyi is it's supposed to be low houses. Yeah. But what do you have there now? High rises. So the people with the low houses, you have people looking into your house because that was not really the master plan. Yeah. So when they want to give people approval to build those houses, go to new areas. Let them go to new areas. Don't give them the place that...
You can't go and do high rise in Lekki, water area. They're not. It's like the hardest ground you can do that.
But Fashola was doing high rise by that place by the bridge now.
I'm sure they have.
Reclaimed land.
Yeah, well, but that's true. Reclaimed land depends, because Dubai has reclaimed land anyway, so they have high rises in Dubai. But
so the high rising, you're right. Yeah. I mean, we need to start in Lagos State. Buildings have to start going up. But for me, it's not even about that. This particular conversation is about those who are scamming people knowingly, deliberately scamming people. Yeah. So you mentioned, buying lands from family. We know people who own land have been known to sell to people knowing fully that government is not, has reserved those particular areas. So it's not just the government, even the community people are in on it.
Yes.
This is a major scam that's going around. Government needs to do better in making sure that, they are able to find these people that sell properties to people like that. That's on one hand. Then we have the developers, because there's this particular building that's going up. I don't want to say it's here, but that building has been reported. You see government has signed, put an X on it. At night, they work.
They will.
They keep building that.
They don't care.
They keep building that property at night. So what's going to happen if government is not doing the work, paying attention frequently, is that they will finish that, sell to unsuspecting people, and then a few years later, government appears and they're in trouble. Yeah. So government cannot just do the job once in 3 years. You have to be there every other day to make sure that people are not going behind your backs and doing what they're doing.
Justice. Good morning, Justice. You're live. Thanks for calling. Oh, I lost that caller. I mean, you're very. See, some of these people see land that is bare. I mean, there's a land in my mom's, my mom's house. It's been there forever. When we moved there in the 80s, it was there, and it's still there to tomorrow. Nothing has happened. I don't know who owns the land. We don't know who. We just know the land has been there. Now, we don't know. The point is that somebody can be very unscrupulous person, can just say, you know what, I'll go and sell the land to somebody. Yeah. Someone start building, and maybe the real owner or even government says, don't build in this area because there could be a reason. I don't even know the reason. But I know that was never, ever used. So we need to also be careful before you start putting out money. Hey. Get a lawyer first.
Yeah, definitely.
The lawyer will do the due diligence for you before you start buying, because don't just go to pay to any family, because the people are very unscrupulous. And they'll believe that next 30 years government is not ready, because once government wakes up, and unfortunately the law will support government. If government has woken up to its responsibilities,
and sometimes there's some
all land, any land that you buy,
government
first of all, no, it's 99 years.
Yes, after
any
that.
land, so just start counting from the day you buy it.
Yes.
Government, 99 years.
Yes, to come
you revert.
Yeah.
Government. True.
I have Owolabi from Igbela. Good morning, Owolabi.
Hello, good morning, Morayo.
You're live.
Good morning.
And get some volume.
Volume.
What really happened, I think, is the government official. What we are discussing really happened to. They wanted to sell a complex. I went to go and do my own search. Later, I discovered that they are about to start a 2-lane on that road from Aku to Shasha Road. So they have to go. Even the person that I said that that place is free, that they cannot that they want to erect it at the back. I said, there's no way they will erect or cannot at the back and this complex at the front. I called someone again from inside that through real Gawat. So the guy called me that, okay, what you are doing now? That thing, there's a plan of 2 lanes going from Akumojo to Shasha. I have to go extra mile and search everything. At the end of the day, the developer just wants to sell the complex and just go away. Because they have already get the story that they are building a place just to sell for and just move away. So the government officials really accomplished all these things. They accomplished all this.
They accomplished.
Thank you. I have a very, very in Lagos.
Whoa. Again, we didn't hear him very clearly, but I'm sure our viewers probably heard him or having issues hearing in the studio. But yes, let's take a few comments before we wrap up on this segment.
Okay, Oladidi says, I'm not a fan of a high-rise structure in Nigeria. High-rise, no electricity, no water. The risk increases tremendously in emergency situations. Chorus says, since the space in Lagos is getting jam-packed, hence I made the suggestion. I think he has suggested that Lagos and Ogun come together so that they will now be called the Lagoon States.
Looking for trouble.
No space, exactly.
Moses Lawal says, a portal was launched some months back to allow people verify their status of land in Lagos State and puts the link landonline.lagosstate.gov.ng. So if you are in Lagos State and you want to buy a property in Lagos State, please just make sure.
So we're going to go
in. Repairers Light Chapel says, Nigerians should do the right thing. People should go to Surveyor General's office in Alausa, Ikeja. They told us the land we bought at Ukwaja is under accusations, and many people know about that.
So the officials too, you know, they too, you see, and that's where I want the government to act on. When a person like this woman has a problem, who sold her the land? First, start to prosecute these people.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, if they too will stop it.
Yeah.
Go to where she bought the land. Who gave her the approval?
Absolutely.
Who gave them the approval so that this kind of scams will not happen? Because this is a poor young girl.
Hey.
What is she going to do? I would hate to be in her position.
Yeah.
You know, I would hate to be in her position. I see houses. You know that you are supposed to give a lay-by from the road. I can't remember how many meters. They will build it on the road. Yes, the government will now come and knock the wall down.
Knock the road.
You say they are knocking your house down. You will build the house on the road.
Yeah.
And if we keep allowing just the people who are, who have bought the properties to be the sole victims of this situation.
Bear the brunt.
Yes, to bear the brunt. You keep having scams like this because they know that they will get away with it.
All right,
that's all. To work on it, please.
That's all we can take on this. We just hope that she's somewhat compensated either by government or family somehow, because it's really painful to have that kind of investment and see it demolished just in 2 months. Let's go on a short break now. We'll come back with our next topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.